Retro Rob plays everything.
Hey, Rob here, and I'm going to do some editorializing, which I don't do a lot of, and in a moment you're going to know why. I'm going to talk a little bit about the DMCA Takedown notice against PewDiePie. I generally, again, do not weigh in at all in these. I'm a tiny station. My opinion really doesn't matter all that much, but because it affects my station in a way, I felt I had to say something about it, and I didn't feel like a lot of people were saying what I feel needs to be said. Let's start. Number one, I don't subscribe to PewDiePie. It's just not my kind of station. It's not. I don't hate it or anything or him. I just don't. I'm not like that hyperactive candy type of station. I'm more laid back. I am caffeine fueled, however. So I don't watch him, and I absolutely do not support the types of racist crap statements that he makes. I don't think there's a place for that in the gaming community. I absolutely am against the fascist movement in the United States today. I think we killed the damn Nazis back in World War II, and we should keep going. I mean, sorry, but it's my opinion. I don't think we fought that war so we could have a bunch of fascists here. But he's not in the U.S., so it doesn't really matter. But I just want you to know where I'm coming from. I don't support the kind of things that he says. And I'm not even going to go with the argument that I support his right to say it. I'm not even going there. My problem is very specifically with Campo Santo's use of a DMCA takedown because they didn't like something he said in a video that he's making during a Let's Play of their game. And my problem is this. They use the excuse that a Let's Play is not fair use. And I have a real problem with that. And it's from several angles. Number one, a lot of my videos probably border the Let's Play category. Not exactly a Let's Play station at all, but they definitely border it a little bit, even though mine are more like device specific and I talk more about settings and things like that. Still, it could be argued that they are roughly in the Let's Play category. And so the idea that a developer could come along and due to some offhand comment I make, and I realize that was it was not a good thing, it's not a good thing to say, but maybe I'll say something against the president, or maybe I'll say something for a certain political group, or I'll say something just maybe about another product of theirs that they don't like. At this point, their argument is that they can just issue a takedown notice for anything against me because they don't agree with the opinion, or their company doesn't agree with the opinion that I'm making while I'm playing their game. And that is absolutely incorrect. Free speech, and by extension, and by the way, this is, fair use is an extension of free speech, is not just granted because you like it. It's a basic right, at least it is in the United States. Again, it might be different by him, but in the United States here, and where YouTube is based, we have free speech, and you can't issue a DMCA takedown notice, which is an actual copyright notice against someone because you don't like what they said. Imagine that if you didn't like the review because they gave you a negative review, you could just file a DMCA against it. This is horrendous just from that point of view, and I think Campo Santo is just so wrong-headed right there. But there's more to it. The other bad effect that this has is these small companies, and they're a small developer, they're not like a huge developer. These small developers depend on YouTube. They don't have huge advertising budgets. And they depend on small YouTube stations not exactly like mine. Mine's tiny. But, they depend on small YouTube stations to get their message out. And sometimes they're picked up by larger stations that see those smaller stations. And then, their game becomes a better seller due to it. And what this move says to me is, maybe I need to avoid doing some of these videos because I can't be sure what I'm going to say that might offend them or upset them. Now, I am totally not a station that goes for offense, obviously. Way more laid back than that. But, what if? It only takes 3 to take your station out permanently. And I don't have like a huge operating budget by any measure of the imagination. I did get a DMCA takedown once. I did fight it and I won. But that is a huge outlay that I risked. And I do not like the DMCA being taken lightly, as it is being taken by these people. It's being misused. It's being abused by these developers because they didn't like what he said. And that I can't support. So, in a recap, what PewDiePie said was wrong, clearly. I think that there's probably other YouTube rules against what he said, and they could have gone after it a different way. Number 2, I think them asking for a DMCA takedown was wrong. I also think YouTube was absolutely wrong in granting it. And I just don't think a whole lot of wrong makes a right. I think it just makes a whole lot of wrong. I think they came out of a movie somewhere. Anyway, that's my opinion. I just felt it had to be said because it's kind of been bugging me for a few days now. And I'm just going to let it go and go back to doing videos on Little Heard of video games and the GPD. All right, and some nice cheap Fama clones. All right, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up, subscribe for more. If you're expecting more editorializing, you're probably not going to see a whole lot. I try to avoid it for obvious reasons. See ya.
Retro Rocks Gaming Videos.